Today's New American Standard Bible reading is 1 Chronicles chapters 26, 27, and John chapter 11, verses 18 through 46. 1 Chronicles chapter 26. For the division of the gatekeepers there were of the Korahites, Meshelemiah, the son of Kori, of the sons of Asaph. And Meshelemiah had sons, Zechariah the firstborn, Jediael the second, Zebadiah the third, Jathniel the fourth, Elam the fifth, Johanan the sixth, Eliahonai the seventh, and Obed-Edom had sons, Shimei the firstborn, Jehozabad the second, Joah the third, Sakar the fourth, Nethanel the fifth, Amal the sixth, Issachar the seventh, and Puelethai the eighth. God had indeed blessed him. Also to his son Shimei sons were born, who ruled over the house of their father, for they were mighty men of valor. The sons of Shimei were Othniel, Raphael, Obed, and Elzabad, whose brothers Elihu and Shemachiah were valiant men. All these were the sons of Obed-Edom. They and their sons and their relatives were able men with strength for the service. 62 from Obed-Edom. And Meshelemiah had sons and relatives, 18 valiant men. Also Hosa, one of the sons of Merari, had sons, Shimri the first. Although he was not the firstborn, his father made him first. Hilkiah the second, Tebaliah the third, Zechariah the fourth. All the sons and relatives of Hosa were 13. To these divisions of the gatekeepers, the chief men were given duties like their relatives to minister in the house of the Lord. And they cast lots, the small and the great alike, according to their fathers' households, for every gate. And to the lot to the east fell Shelemiah. Then they cast lots for his son Zechariah, a counselor, with insight, and his lot came out to the north. For Obed-Edom it fell to the south, and to his sons went the storehouse. For Shuphan and Hosa it was to the west, by the gate of Shalacheth, on the ascending highway, guard corresponding to guard. On the east there were 6 Levites, on the north 4 daily, on the south 4 daily, and at the storehouse 2 by 2. At the Parbar on the west there were 4 at the highway, and 2 at the Parbar. These were the divisions of the gatekeepers of the sons of Korah and of the sons of Merari. And the Levites, their relatives, had charge of the treasures of the house of God and of the treasures of the dedicated gifts. The sons of Ladan, the sons of the Gershonites, belonging to Ladan, namely, Jehalelites, were the heads of the fathers' households, belonging to Ladan the Gershonite. The sons of Jaeli, Zetham, and Joel his brother, had charge of the treasures of the house of the Lord. As for the Amramites, the Israelites, the Izharites, the Hebronites, and the Uzzielites, Shebuel, the son of Gershon, the son of Moses, was officer over the treasures. And his relatives by Eleazar were Rehabiah his son, Jeshaiah his son, Joram his son, Zichri his son, and Shelemiah his son. This Shelemiah and his relatives had charge of all the treasures of the dedicated gifts, which King David and the heads of the fathers' households, the commanders of thousands and hundreds and commanders of the army, had dedicated. They dedicated part of the spoil won in battles to repair the house of the Lord. And all that Samuel the seer had dedicated, and Saul the son of Kish, Abner the son of Ner, and Joab the son of Zeruiah, everyone who had dedicated anything. All of this was in the care of Shelomoth and his relatives. As for the Israelites, Chenaniah and his sons were assigned to outside duties for Israel as officers and judges. As for the Hebronites, Hashabiah and his relatives, 1,700 capable men, had charge of the affairs of Israel west of the Jordan, for all the work of the Lord and the service of the king. As for the Hebronites, Jerijah the chief. These Hebronites were investigated according to their genealogies and their fathers' households in the 40th year of David's reign, and men of outstanding capability were found among them at Jazer of Galilee. And his relatives, capable men, were 2,700 in number, heads of fathers' households. And King David made them overseers of the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half-tribe of the Manassites, and the half-tribe of the Manassites, concerning all the affairs of God and of the king. 1 Chronicles chapter 27. Now this is the enumeration of the sons of Israel, the heads of fathers' households, the commanders of thousands and of hundreds, and their officers who served the king in all the affairs of the divisions which came in and went out month by month throughout all the months of the year, each division numbering 24,000. Jashobeam, the son of Jabdiel, had charge of the first division for the first month, and in his division were 24,000. He was from the sons of Perez, and was chief of all the commanders of the army for the first month. Dodai, the Ahohite, and his division had charge of the division for the second month, Mikloth being the chief officer, and in his division were 24,000. The third commander of the army for the third month was Benaniah, the son of Jehoiada, the priest, as chief, and in his division were 24,000. This Benaniah was the mighty man of the 30, and had charge of 30, and over his division was Ammizabad, his son. The fourth, for the fourth month, was Azael, the brother of Joab, and Zebadiah his son after him, and in his division were 24,000. The fifth, for the fifth month, was the commander, Shamhuth the Israelite, and in his division were 24,000. The sixth, for the sixth month, was Ira, the son of Ikesh the Tekoite, and in his division were 24,000. The seventh, for the seventh month, was Helez the Pelonite, the sons of Ephraim, and in his division were 24,000. The eighth, for the eighth month, was Sibbecai the Hushathite of the Zerahites, and in his division were 24,000. The ninth, for the ninth month, was Abiezer the Anathothite of the Benjamites, and in his division were 24,000. The 10th, for the 10th month, was Maharai the Netophathite of the Zerahites, and in his division were 24,000. The 11th, for the 11th month, was Benaniah the Pirathonite of the sons of Ephraim, and in his division were 24,000. The 12th, for the 12th month, was Heldai the Netophathite of Othniel, and in his division were 24,000. Now the charge of the tribes of Israel, chief officers for the Reubenites, was Eleazar the son of Zechariah. For the Simeonites, Shephatiah, the son of Maacah. For Levi, Hashabiah, the son of Camil. For Aaron, Zadok. For Judah, Elihu, one of David's brothers. For Issachar, Amri, the son of Michael. For Zebulun, Ishmael, the son of Obadiah. For Naphtali, Jeremiah, the son of Azriel. For the sons of Ephraim, Hoshea, the son of Azaziah. For the half-tribe of Manasseh, Joel, the son of Pedaiah. For the half-tribe of Manasseh in Gilead, Iddo, the son of Zechariah. For Benjamin, Jaasiel, the son of Abner. For Dan, Azarel, the son of Jeroham. These were the princes of the tribes of Israel. But David did not count those 20 years of age and under, because the Lord had said he would multiply Israel as the stars of heaven. Joab, the son of Zeruiah, had begun to count them, but did not finish. And because of this, wrath came upon Israel, and the number was not included in the account of the Chronicles of King David. Now Asmaveth, the son of Adal, had charge of the king's storehouses, and Jonathan, the son of Uzziah, had charge of the storehouses in the country, in the cities, in the villages, and in the towers. And Ezra, the son of Chelub, had charge of the agricultural workers who tilled the soil. And Shimei the Ramathite had charge of the vineyards, and Zabdi the Shipmite had charge of the produce of the vineyards stored in the wine cellars. And Baal-Hanan the Gederite had charge of the olive and sycamore trees in the Shephelah, and Joash had charge of the stores of oil. And Shitrai the Sharonite had charge of the cattle which were grazing in Sharon, and Shaphat the son of Adaliah had charge of the cattle in the valleys. And Obil the Ishmaelite had charge of the camels, and Jedaiah the Meronothite had charge of the donkeys. And Josias the Hagrite had charge of the flocks. All these were overseers of the property which belonged to King David. Also Jonathan, David's uncle, was a counselor, a man of understanding, and a scribe, and Jehiel, the son of Hachmoni, tutored the king's sons. And Ahithophel was counselor to the king, and Hushai the Archite was the king's friend. And Jehoiada, the son of Benaniah, and Abiathar succeeded Ahithophel, and Joab was the commander of the king's army. John chapter 11, verses 18 through 47. Now Bethany was near Jerusalem, about 2 miles off, and many of the Jews had come to Martha and Mary to console them concerning their brother. Martha, therefore, when she heard that Jesus was coming, went to meet him, but Mary still sat in the house. Martha therefore said to Jesus, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. Even now, I know that whatever you ask of God, God will give you. Jesus said to her, Your brother shall rise again. Martha said to him, I know that he will rise again in the resurrection on the last day. Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me shall live, even if he dies. And everyone who lives and believes in me shall never die. Do you believe this? She said to him, Yes, Lord, I have believed that you are the Christ, the Son of God, even he who comes into the world. And when she had said this, she went away and called Mary, her sister, saying secretly, The teacher is here and is calling for you. And when she heard it, she arose quickly and was coming to him. Now Jesus had not yet come into the village, but was still in the place where Martha met him. The Jews then who were with her in the house and consoling her, when they saw that Mary rose up quickly and went out, followed her, supposing that she was going to the tomb to weep there. Therefore, when Mary came where Jesus was, she saw him and fell at his feet, saying to him, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. When Jesus therefore saw her weeping, and the Jews who came with her also weeping, he was deeply moved in spirit, and was troubled, and said, Where have you laid him? They said to him, Lord, come and see. Jesus wept. And so the Jews were saying, Behold how he loved him. But some of them said, Could not this man who opened the eyes of him who was blind have kept this man also from dying? Jesus therefore, again being deeply moved within, came to the tomb. Now it was a cave, and a stone was lying against it. Jesus said, Remove the stone. Martha, the sister of the deceased, said to him, Lord, by this time there will be a stench, for he has been dead 4 days. Jesus said to her, Did I not say to you, if you believe, you will see the glory of God? And so they removed the stone, and Jesus raised his eyes and said, Father, I thank thee that thou heardest me, and I knew that thou hearest me always, but because of the people standing around, I said it, that they may believe that thou didst send me. And when he had said these things, he cried out with a loud voice, Lazarus, come forth. And he who had died came forth, bound head and foot with wrappings, and his face was wrapped around with a cloth. Jesus said to them, Unbind him and let him go. Many therefore of the Jews who had come to Mary and beheld what he had done believed in him. But some of them went away to the Pharisees and told them the things which Jesus had done. Therefore the chief priests and the Pharisees convened the council and were saying, What are we doing? For this man is performing many signs.